You're talking about catalysts, of course. You've been big on that for the past week in our text conversations. What was the
Yeah.
catalyst to start it? What'll be the catalyst to end it? You think the catalyst, and correct me if I'm wrong, was the Brendan Lemieux hit on Jake Gensel, correct?
Yeah. Yeah. And I can get into detail on it, but yeah, that's, I think, what started this whole thing.
In my opinion, it wasn't that.
Hmm.
Because that happened. The Penguins go out, they win the rest of that game. They played really well in the third period against the LA Kings. They went out, wasn't pretty to start. They won the game against the Columbus Blue Jackets. They went out, they got off to a good start. They got out to a lead against the Edmonton Oilers. And then Jeff Petrie makes contact with Connor McDavid, folds him up against the Penguins post behind
Hmm.
Tristan Jarry. Doesn't look good for McDavid. But that woke up Evander Kane. That woke up Connor McDavid. That woke up Leon Draisaitl. And from that point on, the Penguins have not won a single game. They've gotten to overtime once. They've blown multiple multi-goal leads. They outperformed the Kraken in the second game, and then they lost. I think the catalyst was not Evgeny Malkin, was Jeff Petrie almost injuring Connor McDavid and making it look like he broke his back. Because from that literal moment on, it got bad. But it doesn't matter either way. Whether it's Lemieux, whether it's McDavid, it doesn't matter either way what started it. What is going to be the catalyst to end this? We thought it might be Sidney Crosby finally getting his 900th assist, because that was also something that hadn't happened during that losing streak. He got his 900th assist. I thought, okay, it's different. That's going to be the catalyst. I was thinking with your mentality. It wasn't it. Somebody else needs to get hot, in my opinion, but what do you think is going to be the catalyst?
So here's the other thing, too, about the catalyst is we're not going to know it right away. It's going to happen, but we're not going to realize it right away. We're going to be talking about it maybe a game or two later when we're on a 3-game heater and we look at maybe it was the comeback goal. Maybe it was the power play goal. Maybe it was like the second power play goal of a game when we were down 2-0 or something. Who knows? We're not going to notice it right away. But I bet it has something to do. I want to say it's something from the bottom six, stepping their game up and turning that ship around. And yeah, maybe it's just an easy. Maybe it's like a goal by one of the forwards assisted by the other two. Like the whole line gets a point, guys. We're back on track. Let's roll it along. The defense still has to step up. Also, what in this entire losing streak? Also, no goals from the blue line. Let's not forget that. I know defense isn't supposed to score that much, but maybe every once in a while would be nice, especially when you brought in Jeff Petrie.
The Penguins' defense is like, just to interject really quickly. The Penguins' defense is supposed to score goals. That's the way they play the game.
Yeah.
So, although just conventional knowledge is your forwards need to be the ones to put the puck in the net, the Penguins play the way Reardon deploys that defense. They're supposed to score goals. They're supposed to collect assists. They're supposed to drive play, and they're not.
Exactly. Chris Letang is supposed to score goals every so often. Jeff Petrie, you brought him in. I can keep bringing up a Sully quote that he said. We brought him in because he's a good power play guy, can shoot the puck. Do it. Jan Rutta scored twice. Remember that? P.O. Joseph, he keeps getting opportunities. He loves flying down that left wing. He looks like Phil Kessel sometimes. Just flying down that wing and just rifling it. Does it connect? No, but he looks quick getting down there. He's not supposed to score, but opportunities. It's opening things up. So I think a catalyst, watch out for the next bottom six forward goal and see where things go from there. Because that's going to be a momentum booster, especially if it's Kapanen, who, by the way, the entire 4x6, man. The entire 4x6.
We'll get to Kapanen a little later in the show. Obviously, the Pens poll did not go well for Kasperi Kapanen last week, as not much has over the past season and whatever we've started 10, 12, 13% of this season. But in my opinion, I agree that it's going to be the bottom six. It has to be the bottom six because we talked early in this show, Sidney Crosby, there's nothing wrong with him. Evgeny Malkin, he was the best player on the ice for most of the time against the Sabres. It's not the top six, man. It isn't. It is the bottom six. So what I think could be the catalyst is when you get Jeff Carter and Teddy Bluger back. Not just because they're going to be the catalyst, but because I think that'll bring something to the bottom six. And I think it'll start the bottom six, which in turn will be the catalyst for the ending of the losing streak and hopefully the start of a hot streak, because they're not going to be able to just go 50-50 tit for tat for the next 2 months to dig out of this hole. They're going to have to get onto a winning streak to regain their footing in the standings. But